up, everybody? Welcome to the Trust Your Board podcast. My name's Stephen Wright. I am joined by Mr. William Monroe. Got another mini mock episode here for you today. Will, what are we doing?
Today, Steve, we are doing a 14-team PPR mock draft. I am going to be drafting out of the 3rd spot, and you have the 12th spot.
Awesome. Ready to get the ball rolling?
Pitter patter.
Okay, so we had CMC and Dalvin Cook go off the board 1-2. Interesting.
Yeah, making it a little more difficult. I thought I would have the easy, pick of the bottom of the 3 there, McCaffrey, Barkley's, Elliott. So, yeah, as I mentioned, I think yesterday, and I had the 101 pretty even with Barkley and Elliott, or Barkley and McCaffrey, Elliott as well. Like I said, I wouldn't argue with anybody taking Elliott at the 1, 2, or even here in the 3 over Barkley, but I don't think I can pass on Barkley, unless it's for McCaffrey. So make it easy on us here. We'll lock in Saquon Barkley. After Saquon, Nick Chubb, Zeke at 5, Michael Thomas at 6, Derrick Henry 7, Joe Mixon 8, Tyreek Hill 9, Devontae Adams 10, Kenyon Drake number 11. Kenyon Drake flew up. The last 2 drafts we did, he was in like the 20s.
Yeah, he flew up. And then Alvin Kamara's still here.
Yeah, interesting.
Which, I drafted him, I think, on Monday, but I'm not, I like him, and he has the odds of being in that top tier, but I think he does start regressing at this point. Boy, that is interesting. It's very hard to pass him up. I really was expecting to be drafting Kenyon Drake or Josh Jacobs here. But Alvin Kamara presents an opportunity that I really don't think I could pass up. So I'm just going to snag him. There's not a lot of questions asked. I don't think a lot of listeners are going to argue with that decision. So we'll lock in Kamara. We did have Sanders, Josh Jacobs go. That rounded out the 1st. In the 2nd, we had Hopkins and Chris Godwin. So let's read off some positions here. At the running back position, we have Eckler, Aaron Jones, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Todd Gurley, James Conner. In the wide receiver position, Julio Jones, Kenny Golladay, Mike Evans, and Adam Thielen. I do like these wide receivers. Julio would be awesome here, but given I have such a long wait and it's such a deeper league, I have to go running back again. And it's an interesting spot. I had mentioned the other day, I like Eckler. I just don't like him here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he has the mold to be a Kamara-like player, that's for sure. But I don't know if I could pass up Aaron Jones for him.
A lot of volume there.
Exactly. It feels like a safer play. CEH probably has a higher upside unless Aaron Jones could keep that touchdown tear going, which just odds say that he can't do it. But he seems like a safer play, and that's kind of what I want right now. So we're going to lock him in here and see what gets back to us. Not going to pigeonhole myself in any position in the 3rd. If a good running back's there, I'll grab another running back in this deeper kind of format. So we've locked in Aaron Jones. If Julio Jones go, Austin Eckler, Lamar Jackson, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Todd Gurley, Mike Evans, Kenny Golladay before your pick.
Interesting. I was actually probably thinking that I was going to have to be settling on Mike Evans there. So he goes off board just a couple ahead. Happy to see the quarterbacks go to push a little more talent down. Kittle's interesting, especially in this type of format where you're going to have 2 more teams that are, competing for those, value tight ends at the end of a draft. But as you mentioned, it's just, there's just not enough depth at the running back position to be able to pass that up. So I think I'm looking there. I'll take a look over at the wide receiver position. You still got Thielen, Allen Robinson, Juju, Cooper, Beckham, DJ Moore. So they, if I really wanted to go that, I could get that position here in the 3rd round. I don't know that I'd, be able to get any of them in the 4th round, but there's still some receivers below that available. So probably looking running back here and then running back or wide receiver in that next round. Could be looking to do a, pairing of like a Clyde Edwards-Helaire and a David Johnson. Still got the likes of Chris Carson on the board, Le'Veon Bell. There's quite a few of those kind of safer backs that are going to get the volume play. So I think here in this position, already having Saquon, I'm going to lean into the running back position a little heavier here as I have done seems like the past few drafts. And we're going to go Clyde and see which of these, hopefully David Johnson gets back to me in the next round here. So lock in Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kittle goes, David Johnson, James Conner, and Adam Thielen. So it's interesting here. Still got Melvin Gordon, Chris Carson, Le'Veon Bell at the running back position. Mark Ingram's interesting as well, but I'm probably looking at those guys. Or I pivot over and get one of the more top end wide receivers. It's tough. I'm trying to kind of look and see what I'd be looking at in the next round here. 14 teams, so be looking at probably somewhere around pick 50s, I guess it would be 14, 28, 42, 50, 56. So ADP wise, you'd be looking rookie running backs really probably for your third. Receivers, they're still decent, not the lead end here. So I think I've got to go running back just because I have such an early pick here. With your selection there, you probably have an option of receiver because your fourth round pick's a little sooner. So we'll see what happens there. But I want to go with Le'Veon Bell here. I like Chris Carson. Don't know what's going to happen with the competition there and his injury concern. I think he's going to be okay. Melvin Gordon's interesting as well. It's interesting. I think for me, it's Le'Veon Bell or Melvin Gordon. And I just think there's so many mouths to feed in Denver. And it all is going to come down to Drew Lock. And, while, Sam Darnold is no guarantee either, I think I like him better than Lock. And there's not too much competition eating into Bell. Like, Lindsey, while I don't think he's going to be super fantasy relevant, I think he's going to serve as more of just a thorn in Melvin Gordon owners' sides and just, kind of nerfing Melvin Gordon's upside. So after waffling back and forth a bit there, we're going to go Le'Veon Bell here to kind of mitigate some of that risk that Clyde Edwards-Helaire brings me and feel really safe with the running back core that I have, and then just kind of pound the wide receiver position the rest of the way here. So lock in Le'Veon Bell. Melvin Gordon goes, Leonard Fournette, Robinson, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chris Carson, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, and Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, boy, man. No opportunity to draft DJ Moore or Amari Cooper.
Nope.
That's tough. That is tough. So I'm looking here at the wide receiver or at the running back position. We got Ingram, Montgomery, Singletary, Kareem Hunt, Cam Akers, Mostert. Still some solid guys there. At wide receiver, OBJ, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Ridley, AJ Brown, Robert Woods, DK Metcalf. Also a lot of solid options. I believe I was in this position in our last 14-team league, and I went with OBJ, I think. I went with OBJ recently. And I just, the upside's there. It's a riskier pick. I'd rather him be my 2 than my 1. I almost feel safer going and drafting like a Robert Woods right now as my 1. Just get a nice kind of a safe guy, but I could also probably just play the ADP game, draft Odell now, draft Robert Woods on the next turn. That's going to leave me with an interesting spot at running back later. But I think that's what I'm going to do, and just we'll kind of demonstrate and see what kind of gets back to us there at the 5-12. So I'm going to lock in OBJ here. Get Calvin Ridley go off the board. Robert Woods go off the board. Okay, that messes things up. That ended the third.
Risk of the ADP game, right?
Yeah, that's the truth. David Montgomery, Cooper Kupp went off the board right before my pick. So still got all these running backs. Unfortunately, the one I was most interested in was Montgomery for the volume play. Cam Akers still there. Mostert, Swift, Kareem Hunt still very interesting here. But I will go ahead. I'll stick to that plan and see what gets back to me in the 5th slot at the wide receiver. We have AJ Brown, Metcalf, T.Y. Hilton, DJ Chark. So I do want to pick. Man, I kind of want to go with a safer option, like a more of your prototypical PPR option, like a Tyler Lockett or a Keenan Allen to pair with OBJ. But the upside of Chark and McLaurin is really hard to pass up. Oh boy, that's tough. I think I'll go with Lockett here. I'm warming back up to him a little bit. I was down on him in the offseason, but I'm starting to come back around, especially with the injuries to the running back position. They might just need to rely on him a little bit more. So I'll lock in Lockett here. We'll see what happens. I got a long wait. Devin Singletary, Mark Ingram, Mark Andrews, A.J. Brown, DJ Chark, DK Metcalf, Kareem Hunt, and Zach Ertz before your pick.
And I was hoping that one of the tight ends would get back to me here. I feel like that would have been a nice positional advantage to add to the running back core that I have. And then, look for receiver the rest of the way from there. Brown and DK would have been nice as well. So definitely changes it up a bit here. Could look running back again. You still got a couple of the rookies available and Raheem Mostert. So guys that, if I really wanted to lock in, did we specify if this league would have been, multiple flexes or?
Yeah, I think our standard 2 flex.
Gotcha. Yeah, not super thrilled with a lot of the wide receivers left. Probably be looking at Allen or McLaurin again. T.Y. is interesting. A.J. Green is interesting as well. I know he just signed his tender. So when you're going this RB-heavy strategy, going with a guy like A.J. Green that has a ton of upside to potentially be in that wide receiver 1, option, wide receiver 2 potentially. But there's still a ton of wide receivers available. So tempted here to go running back, actually. Mostert is the only one I think that's sticking out to me if I don't want to go rookie. With the guys that have been taken, one team behind me has 1 running back, the other one has 3. Bunch of receivers I like here. So we'll see what happens if I go 4th running back, and we'll lock in Mostert. There goes Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton, and Kyler Murray. So looking at this next pick here at wide receiver. And since this will be my last pick, you've got Terry McLaurin as an option. But I talked about A.J. Green. I probably would want to go with an upside guy because you still got the likes of Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry, other later safety guys. So I think I'd take a shot on A.J. Green here, hoping that maybe I can get a wide receiver 1 and then get some safety behind him. So we'll lock in A.J. Green. After him, Russell Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Dak Prescott, Darren Waller, Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Swift, Damian Williams, Courtland Sutton to you.
Oh, man. Swift almost made it back. That would have been really nice.
Almost.
But what can you do? At the running back position, we got James White, Ronald Jones, Darius Geis, J.K. Dobbins, Tevin Coleman, Jordan Howard. At wide receiver, Stefan Diggs, Hollywood Brown, Devontae Parker, Julian Edelman, Brandon Cooks. So this is going to be my last pick of this draft. I'm going to go ahead and grab Ronald Jones. Quite a lot of upside here, given that offense, but without the injury risk that Geis presents, who also has a lot of upside. And honestly, given that we're so close to the turn, I'd probably just go grab Jordan Howard here and go double up on the running back position since it's about to get real thin. That would probably be the strategy, but of the two, I'm liking Ronald Jones a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and lock him in here to finish off this draft. We had Stefan Diggs and Hollywood Brown go off the board to round things out. Will, you want to go ahead and recap your team?
Yeah. So Saquon Barkley, 1st round. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2nd round. Le'Veon Bell, 3rd round. Raheem Mostert, 4th round. A.J. Green, 5th round. Not the sexiest team in the world, but I do like getting, a lot of running backs that I think are valuable and I can use, whether it's starting or trade bait, with just 14 teams. There's just going to be a lot of scarcity of that position. So it's going to be positional value there. And then, A.J. Green, as I mentioned, upside guy with the intention of, trying to pound out some safer options. I know, I think Edelman, may have just went at the end there, but Edelman's still there. You got Jarvis Landry. Probably wouldn't go Boyd with him, but that type of receiver, and just kind of the next 3 or 4 rounds, probably locking in receiver unless a running back falls or like a quarterback or tight end of value. But yeah, that would be the strategy there. Overall, I like it. Can't really see any specific moves I would make instead of it.
Awesome. So taking a look at my team, we had Alvin Kamara in the 1st, Aaron Jones in the 2nd, OBJ in the 3rd, Tyler Lockett in the 4th, and Ronald Jones in the 5th. Overall, I'm pretty comfortable with that team. Even if Alvin Kamara doesn't fall this far and we plug in like a Josh Jacobs or a Miles Sanders or a Kenyon Drake, still quite happy there. We kind of went similar-ish approaches. I went 1 position heavier into the wide receiver. But I did specify I probably would be going Jordan Howard in the 6th, so I would be adding 4 running backs in the first 6 rounds, where you'd be going with a wide receiver. You'd also be doing 4 in the 6th rounds. So we just split it up a little bit different. But I'm pretty confident in the running back group. I'm decently confident in the wide receivers. OBJ gives me that pause, but he has a lot of upside, and having a safer guy in Lockett there makes you feel a little bit better. So it's all going to depend. I like the start of the team. It's going to depend on what I can do with the wide receiver position from here on out, but it's a pretty good start. Can't complain. So that's going to wrap up today's episode. We will talk to you fine people again tomorrow. In the meantime, trust your board.